when it first came out, I was breaking down. I was on the patio, I was on the phone, I was talking to Jill. I was like not hyperventilating, but I just could not take it all in. It was a lot to absorb again that this is now 2.0. There's a reason why I'm not in this necessarily family unit any longer.
You may know my first guest, Amy Duggar King, from her time on TLC's 19 Kids and Counting, which showcased the 39-year-old frequently alongside her many cousins and her aunt and uncle, Michelle and Jim Bob Duggar. But the public's image of the once beloved family changed as eldest Duggar sibling, Josh Duggar, became engrossed in scandal. The first of which included reports that surfaced revealing he had molested multiple young girls when he was a teenager, some of which included his sisters. He later was arrested by U.S. Marshals in 2021 on charges of receiving and possessing child sexual abuse material. Although he maintained his innocence from there on, he was later found guilty and sentenced to nearly 13 years in prison. However, in March of this year, Josh's brother Joseph Duggar was then arrested and charged with several counts of unlawful sexual activity with a minor. His wife Kendra was also arrested thereafter for 4 counts of endangering the welfare of a minor in the second degree and 4 counts of false imprisonment in the second degree. An attorney for the couple entered not guilty pleas on their behalf. But amid all of this family controversy, Amy has discovered the power in using her voice. She has been very outspoken against the various misconduct her family members have been linked to. She also has been very forthcoming with her own story, including in her book, Holy Disruptor, and she's continuing to tell that story here with me today.
Amy, I'm so excited to see you and so happy that we're doing this. And thank you so much, first off. How have you been?
Yes,
Been
girl.
I know.
Um, I will just say I am taking one day at a time. I am just focusing, trying again to focus on the good in my life. There's a lot of good. And so, yeah, I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay.
Good. I mean, where were you when you found out? Like, do you remember like what was going on in that moment? I can't imagine like with everything that's going on with Joseph and Kendra, I can't imagine. It sounds
Yeah.
like a lot. And I know I texted you initially. I was like, "Are you okay?"
Yes, yeah, no, and thank you for that text message.
Yeah.
I was just with my family. I was just in
Okay.
the living room and hanging out and playing and with my little boy and that kind of thing. And yeah, you're never prepared for that kind of news. It just kind of stops you in your tracks. I immediately cried. I immediately had instant tears, and I was like no, not again. And at first, we didn't know that Kendra was involved in any kind of way. It was just that really heartbreaking news of who it was. In my book, I literally talk about how there's going to be some more scandals because I don't believe it just starts and stops with Josh. I just don't believe that. Um, and so when I found out who that person was that is now allegedly, having another scandal and have hurt another innocent child, it broke my heart on who it was.
How could it not? I mean, they're still your family at the end of the day. I feel like no matter who.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we have boundaries. I have boundaries that are higher than the China wall, the wall of China. But at the same time, family is, you still care. You still care and you want the best for everyone. Sure.
Absolutely. You know, your
Yeah.
faith is something that's so important to you. You're very outspoken about this as well on social media and in your book. And how are you clinging to your faith right now during this season of life where everything feels a little bit chaotic? Things are kind of caving in with everything going on with your family. So, how does your faith become stronger amid these hard times?
Yeah, I think these are the moments that matter the most is when you are being tested or when something really is hurting you or when you're going through something really major that you're like, okay, what can I do to to strengthen my faith? And so I've been in prayer a lot. My husband and I are designing an awesome website slash app situation called Ladder Today.
Wow.
And I just really want people to think about their mental health. I don't want the end of my book to just be the end. I want to help people, you know, to transform their lives and to think about the things that really matter and the things that we struggle with, we can overcome, we can get better. And so my husband and I have been working on this project for months now, probably, I mean, like almost a year. And so we want to start a podcast. We want to start talking about it, just being real with people and saying everybody's hurting, everybody's going through something, but it doesn't have to stop with pain, right? You can get better. And so, yeah, we have a lot going on and I'm really excited about it.
So, speaking more specifically about Ladder Today, is that what it's correct?
Louder today.
Louder Today.
Yeah,
Okay.
louder
Okay.
today.
So,
Yeah, I felt like once I found my voice and I wrote, my memoir, I feel like every day my voice gets a little louder. And so I want other people to find their voice. I want people to overcome what they've gone through, the trauma, the pain, the heartache, family situations, relationships. We can overcome what is meant to destroy us. And so, yeah, I'm really excited to be having something really awesome to promote and to help people.
how are you intending to help people with this app? Like, what can you tease about it specifically, or is it too soon to
Yeah.
say?
Yes, it's really exciting. My husband is a genius. And I told him kind of the idea of how I wanted to help people. I want it to be like something you look at your phone every day, but it's that you basically get like you're sent a micro action. So you take not a test, it's not a personality test, but you look at like there's shutdown, there's takeaway, there's if you carry the pain, you go through these certain things and you're like, okay, which one am I? How do I deal with pain? How do I process that throughout the day? And then if you want to overcome certain situations, you get little micro actions that are going to be like, hey, today don't do anything, don't put anything on you and work through the weight of it all and get better as a person so that you can just be louder in your life. And so, Louder Today is going to be this amazing platform, and it's a framework to really help people to develop, characteristics about themselves that maybe they don't know that they need help with. So, yeah, I'm really excited. It's something that mental health is really important to me, and I've talked about it over and over and over again. Mental health is so important because it's literally like the brain function of who we are and how we see ourselves. And so, if I can help one person overcome their trials and tribulations and the things that have meant to bring them down and destroy them, then it's going to be perfect.
Amen to that.
Worth
And
it.
I know you said with your book, you didn't want this being in the end of the story, but when I think about that book, it was just so good. I read it so quickly, and I should have, my copy's over there, but I
Oh,
should have had it to help hold up for you. But I'm just like, it was such a powerful, brave, courageous book, and you really just poured your heart into it. And when I think about that book, I think about the title, Holy Disruptor, and how you literally are that. I feel like in so many ways, we all have our purpose from God. And I think yours was to use your voice. And so, how does that feel? It's like, wow, okay, I'm
oh,
getting into this.
honestly, like that's empowering. It's something I've always I didn't have a voice. I didn't have a voice on the show. I didn't have a voice in my family really at all. And so to be not just the whistleblower of these terrible situations, but to speak with such boldness that only comes from God, I I feel like he's moving and he's doing something within me that I can't do within myself, I've worked hard on just educating myself and working through all the lies that was told to me. I feel like we believe so many lies that are told and what we believe in our head. And so that's why mental health is just so important. So I do believe that Louder Today is going to help so many people.
Yeah. And also, when it comes to this book, it was released some months ago now, but are you still getting positive messages from fans reaching out or
Girl,
approaching you in public?
my inbox is flooded with people who have said, I've gotten out of a narcissistic, terrible marriage. My husband and I are now in counseling. I have taken the first step of just realizing that like my family maybe isn't as healthy as I thought, and to start really like looking into the family dynamics and why that is so important to do. Because for me, I believed what I was taught. I just didn't really think anything of it and thought, oh, it's just my family. And then it wasn't later that I was like, wow, this isn't normal. I don't think this is normal. And so we have to just we have to use our instincts and we have to trust ourselves. When something is off, something is off, and we have to trust that. And so, yeah, I've had so many messages about my book, and I'm overwhelmed with gratitude because of it.
I love
Yeah.
that so much and well deserved. Your book has allowed a way for you to just tell your story in your own words, even sharing your personal challenges that you've never spoken on before. So, what fears came up for you while approaching that?
Oh my gosh. I told my editor, I said, I really don't know. First off, if I can do this, this is really hard. Second, I don't know if anyone's going to read it. I was like, you're putting a lot of faith in me, and I really don't know if anyone is actually going to pick this book up. I really didn't believe in myself at all. I also believed that everyone was going to be mad at me. I thought that my dad might retaliate. I thought that my uncle might. I thought that I was going to be hated for even more than I felt like I was. And it's amazing the transformation that's happened, because instead of feeling hated, I feel seen. I feel celebrated. I feel like I'm not alone. It's like crazy to me. It like makes me like tear up, because I felt so alone for a really long time, and so it's really important and amazing that so many people have just reached out and been like, we see you, we trust you, we believe your story, and it's making a difference. It's making a difference.
Absolutely. Some of what you shared in your book in terms of the challenges you're reckoning with, whom you thought someone was, and realizing the harsh realities of their true identity. So, how do you reckon with all of that? And for the sake of creating a sense of peace within your own life, how do you distance yourself from that as well?
Well, I don't think it's hard to distance once you see the allegations and why people are locked up and allegedly what they have done. And I will always put my child above my own family, or anyone that I've loved in the past. I will always protect my son. That is my main goal. That is the like it is a privilege to protect him. It is a privilege. And so Dylan and I both feel that way. And, family is family, sure. Family doesn't have to be forever if they're not going to be healthy. And unfortunately, in this situation, boundaries have to come, and they come easy for me. They come easy for me. And I just have to realize that I would never forgive myself if something were to happen to Daxton.
Yeah, what does the concept of chosen family mean for you in your life's journey?
Yeah, so I am not one of these that like has to have like a million friends in order to feel loved. I'm not that girl. I'm actually a homebody. I like my like inner circle. It's people that have known me for years and years and years, and have seen, just what I stand for, and the loyalty that I have, and just the kind of person that I am. And I surround myself with those people that are true and genuine, and that becomes really easy when you have that little inner circle. I've got my little girls, my girl nights, and we can just be real and be honest, and they're like, girl, the news, and I'm like, I know. Like I have those people that I can rely on, and that can send me flowers, and that just can be there. I've had so many friends just be like, I'm just gonna come and just hang out on your couch, and I'm like, please just come on. And then Jill and I are really close. I am really thankful for that friendship and that cousinship that we have. It's not surface level any longer. And she's such a beautiful person. And I love that we can connect on such a deeper level now than we ever have. And so we have definitely sent messages back and forth, girl, all week long, for weeks now, of just like, are you doing okay? I'm here for you. I love you. Like, we're here together. We're going to get through this.
Yeah, I love hearing that because it's so important to have that. And
Yeah.
I'm so curious to know like how your friendship with Jill has evolved over the years and all of that.
I think with Jill, I think at first it was just getting to know each other. We always knew each other fun and happy and cousins and all that. But we never really talked about like heart deep issues and the things that like we might have trouble with, or the things that we might struggle with, or the things that like the trust situation of just like, can I trust you with me telling you information? Can I trust you in these moments of like just her and I? And we've both proven to each other that we can trust each other. We're not going to blab what we're told and what we talk about. And that's what makes a friendship so close, a cousinship so close, is that family really relies on each other, real family. And it's not pick and choose. You don't cherry pick what you believe or what you want to say to someone. You're going to trust them with everything. And so Jill trusts me with her boys. I trust her with Dax. We just have this really, really great bond.
Absolutely. And, I
Yeah,
want to circle back to talking about your son, because this is something I've thought about. Obviously, I know that you homeschool him, and I just
do.
kept thinking, I'm so grateful that she has this experience with him and is able to homeschool him right now, because I can't imagine being on the schoolyard, kids coming up, saying things they don't understand. They're just hearing it because their parents are
Yeah,
talking about it.
right.
So, how grateful are you to have this situation where you can shield your son in that way?
Yeah. So it's crazy to think that my son is 6 years old. He doesn't know that side of the family. He met them when he was a baby. It's in the book of that situation. And that's something I regret 100%. But I will always shield him from that. When he's older, I'm going to explain, hey, mom was on a show, da 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 da, and really kind of tell him. But until then, I get to shield him from a lot of that. And that's really important to me. Listen, he is the most social kid on the planet. He has a social calendar, let me tell you. But as far as like shielding him from, abuse and hard things about, being like a child being hurt and all of it, he doesn't need to know that. He's 6 years old. He needs to live in innocence. And I love that he's having such a beautiful, happy childhood.
That's so good.
Safe childhood. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the most important. Yeah.
Yeah. You said that you regretted introducing him to the family as a baby. What was the reason for that?
Uh, I believe that there were family members that knew that Josh was in trouble and that there was investigations going on clearly before they came over. Um, it wasn't long after Josh held Daxton that he was sent away.
Mm,
And
that,
the fact that I don't know that, listen, till this day, I do not know the full details of what Josh looked at or was accused of and all the things. But I know it involves children and I know it involved an infant. And that right there alone, it fires me up and it breaks me down at the same time, because he held my son for hours
mm,
in the living room. I was right there with him, but my son was sleeping in his arms.
mm. That's tough. I can't wrap my head around that if I was in your
Yeah.
shoes.
Yeah. And the fact that I believe that some of the family members knew of what he was being, you know, on trial for, they knew that before all of them came over. And that was the lowest, deepest betrayal you could possibly do to me.
'Cause that's your son, that's your baby boy forever. And
Yeah.
you're mama bear protective over him as you should be. So I get
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have a specific age that you plan on telling him some of these things that have been going on with the family, or you're just kind of like waiting till the time is right?
Yeah, I think obviously he needs to mature. He's 6 years old. He's a Super Mario fan. His world revolves around the trampoline park and sliding down a big slide. Okay. So he's learning sight words. He's learning the, beginning of multiplication. He's a very, very smart kid, very, very smart and intuitive. But at the same time, I'm gonna guard him from the really harshness of this world for as long as I can. I will educate when the time is right, but it'll probably be when he's, older for sure.
For
Yeah.
sure. Well, you said
Yeah.
he's a Super Mario fan. Did you take him to see the new movie?
Oh yeah, he loved it. He loved it. We're actually changing his decor right now in his room from Spider-Man, which he still loves, but we're moving to Super Mario. So I just got him a Wii. Do you remember the Wii?
They still exist?
They still exist, and the Wii has a new game called the New Super Mario Brothers Nintendo game, and it is legit the same thing that we grew up with. So he is obsessed. So he has all the Super Mario games in his room.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Do you
Yeah.
feel a sense of pressure to just be strong for your son, like constantly? I can't imagine because I'm not a mom yet. I'm not there, but one day,
Yeah.
fingers crossed. But yeah, tell me about that.
I mean, yeah, there are times where, especially when it first came out, I was breaking down. I was on the patio, I was on the phone, I was talking to Jill. I was like not hyperventilating, but I just could not take it all in. It was a lot to absorb again that this is now 2.0, right? That's hard. That is hard. And he was like, "Mommy, are you okay?" And I was like, "Mommy's really hurt right now. My heart is really in pain, and like mommy's gonna be okay." And he just like gave me a hug, and he was like, "I love you." And I was like, "I love you too, baby. It is nothing you did, nothing daddy did, like you are." And I always tell him, like every day I literally tell him, "You are safe, you are loved, and you are our treasure." Every day, because I don't ever want him to guess, does someone love me? Am I, I want him to have that security. And so, yeah, and he was like, "Okay, I love you." And I just cried on the patio. And there are times you break down because you're just like, what has happened in my family? How has all this happened? And where did it start? And where's it going to end? And there's so many questions. And yeah, it's hard to be strong all the time.
How do you do it? How do you take care of yourself in that kind of season?
Well, I went on Amazon and I was like, "Here we go. I'm gonna need an eye mask, a massaging eye mask." I was like, that works. I'm gonna need a foot spa. I'm gonna need a facial thing that's gonna blow steam on my face. I was like, I'm gonna take care of myself. These are the moments that I'm gonna get some new tweezers. I'm gonna, I'm gonna try to take care of myself because last time when Josh had his terrible scandal and went away for a long time, I gained weight. I ate comfort food. I was a disaster. I was a disaster. And I think this time going forward, this even though it's my family, I have not spoken to Joe in 5, 6 years. It's been a long time since I've spoken to Joe and Kendra. I mean, if I see them out, I'll say hi, but I really kept those boundaries in place after Josh because I knew it didn't end with Josh. I just knew it didn't. And so yeah, even though they're my family and it's horrible and there's a lot of darkness, that's not my life.
Yeah, I
You
thought
know?
about this one point in your book. I think about this constantly, especially right now because I'm in like a weird season of life with my career
Right.
following
Yeah.
my layoff, and I'm still very, very single. So I'm like, what is going on?
Well, you are
But
beautiful, and I hope that won't be for long.
me too. I'm talking to God. We're talking every day.
There
But
you go.
so there's this part in your book where you talk about, this isn't forever. This is just a season, and that really sticks with me constantly. I think about it weekly, girl. So when,
I love that.
you're in that kind of season right now, literally,
Yeah.
like how
No,
how do you keep going, girl?
listen, I am definitely in a season right now. And it's not about me. Let's just make that clear. It is not about me. It's not about how Amy feels in this situation. It really isn't. But yeah, it does feel like I'm waiting for another foot to drop because more than likely, he's probably going to go away for a really long time. And what really hurts me is that he's a father, he's a husband. What the heck happened where Kendra's kids were taken away? CPS is not something you mess around with. And the fact that they were literally taken away, there's something there. There is something there to look at and be like, hey, I hope those kids are safe. I hope that they can overcome whatever it was that they might have been a part of or what they might have seen or it just breaks my heart. It really, truly breaks my heart. I want every child to feel so protected, and I hate that that's not the case. But yeah, it's a season. It's a season. It's another scandal. It's more media. It's all of these things. And I just have to just to say like, okay, God, this is it's not my life. It's really not. And even though it's hard and heavy and horrible, I know you have a plan. I know that you love me. I know that you gave me these boundaries. There's a reason why I'm not in this necessarily family unit any longer. And I don't know. I think that because of this and because of the media and because of the harshness and the evilness of all this, it's given me a voice. And I can talk to victims, and I can speak out and use my voice for good.
Absolutely. And even though all of this is happening, there's still good things that are going on in your life, which are exciting. You
Yeah.
talked about the app that's coming with your husband and the podcast,
Yes.
and you're moving. So tell me about that.
I'm moving. Yes. We have lived in this house for close to 4 years. We've loved it. It's been great. But I think it's time for us to have a little bit more space, and well, not space as far as like the home, but space as far as like a fields. So we've had the opportunity to move into Dylan's late grandpa's house.
Wow.
He passed away. He was 92. He passed away. He lived a beautiful, full life. But his house remains vacant right now. And so we have had the opportunity to move in. So I'm actually going there tomorrow to figure out how in the world everything is going to fit in this home. It's from the 70s. It's definitely older, and there's a lot of charm to it. And it's not necessarily our dream home, but we plan on living there for about a yearish, and then building.
Ooh, like building
Yeah.
on the property or elsewhere?
Building on the property. Yes. Yeah. So having a whole new, our dream home, our forever home.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
what's involved with that? Are we getting like animals? Because you said there's more space. So,
Yes, yes. His family has 140 acres. So there is quite the space. But yeah, I see farm animals in our future. I see a garden. I told Jill, I was like, I'm going to need your help with gardening. I don't know what I'm doing, but I feel like I'm about to go into my like cool, no makeup, Pamela Anderson era, right? With like cardigans and no makeup and a big sun hat. And I'm just gonna grow tomatoes and really enjoy my life and the fruit of it, and my marriage. He's such a good man. He's such a good man. And my son, and I'm gonna get another cat, and yeah, it's gonna be great. It's good. I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited about it.
and is it still in the same state? You're in
It
Arkansas, correct?
is, yeah, yeah. So it's going to be in the same state, but it is further away, which is nice. And I'm just, yeah, it's just a new season of just happiness and peace. I'm going to have that peace, and it's in me, it's within me, regardless of the craziness going on in this world. The world is on fire right now, but my soul doesn't have to be.
Amen.
Yeah, yeah.
When you think about what else is next for you, what comes up, and what are your hopes, dreams, all of that?
Oh my goodness. I just hope that by speaking out and just showing why it's so important, it can help so many people do the same. I really just want that. I want to help as many people as I possibly can. And I want to rescue animals, and I want to have a full life that doesn't involve drama and chaos. I am so done with that. And I think by writing that book, writing Holy Disruptor, I can just, shut the last page and be like, that was my life for decades. But it doesn't have to be my life when I'm 40 and beyond. I turned 40 this year, girl. 40.
Oh my God.
40.
How are you celebrating? Still.
I'm actually going to the beach. we've got a bunch of friends. We've got a big beach house, and we're gonna just relax and enjoy each other. Yeah.
How does it feel to hit that milestone of 40? Like that's a huge age. Like,
Yeah. I think for me, like I said, going forward, my life is going to look a lot different than what it did in my 20s and my teens and my 30s. You know, I just am going to relax and I'm going to enjoy what I have and love the people in my life and treat them well and treat myself well. I feel like it's not the time for, stuff in my face with little Debbie's, it's more about really taking care of myself and being there and showing up and being present and
oh
taking away time from your phone. Oh my word.
my God.
Girl, girl, I take time. So I don't look at my phone like on Sundays at all. Like I forget about it. I turn it off, or
Love
like
that.
off or it's like on silent. Yeah, all day. It is the best thing I've ever done.
I also have to take days where I just tell my
Yes.
family, I'm like, hey, I need
Love
to put
you.
my phone on do not
Mhm.
disturb or just fully turn it off. I forgot
Yeah.
once to tell my family, and my mom freaked out and thought I like died or something. I'm like,
Oh
I'm here. I'm so
no.
sorry. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
no, it's just so important to unplug. There's trees outside, there's beautiful nature, like there's actual people you can speak to, and I think that's just so good for our well-being and our mental health for sure.
Absolutely. We are way too on social media and everything, and
I
we gotta do
agree.
what we gotta do.
Yeah, you gotta calm it down. Yeah, 100%.
Amy, this has been absolutely incredible. I cannot thank you enough for just agreeing to do this, and I'm so excited with all we got to talk about, and getting to catch up with you is always a treat.
I've loved it. You know what, girl? Let me just tell you something. I might not know you, but I have seen you so many times and I've talked to you so many times. I know that God has a plan for you. And even though you don't know what that is right now and you're in a season of question marks, just keep trusting Him because you are very talented. You really are. You really,
Yeah,
really are.
you're gonna make me
So,
cry.
no, it's so true. You really are. And the right man is going to see that. Okay. So you don't settle. You do not settle. And you just keep moving forward, and God's going to show you what's next. I really do believe that.
Amen, girl. Amen. I'm literally about to tear up.
Well, I'm sending you big hugs, and
Yes. Thank you.
I'm really excited for you. Maybe that was the best thing could happen is for a job to, go bye-bye for a minute and really focus on something else. So I just want to encourage you because you just keep it on, and I'm telling you God's going to bless you. He's going to bless you for standing up and, doing something different.
I think so too. It's just in his timing and not mine, which is the hardest
Yes.
thing in the
Oh,
world.
I know. It's always the waiting time. So just keep shining that light.
I will.
Thank you so much for watching this week's video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this from me, Dory Jackson. Bye for now.